Good morning. This is day 4 of my journey exploring the Colorado flat tops. It's a very unique area. It's the Colorado Plateau, basically north of I-70, around just north of Glenwood Springs area. And it is very unique to other places that I've been in Colorado, and I just love this area so much. A little sad, today is the last day. Tomorrow I have to wake up and head home, which is fine because I miss my pups. Didn't get to bring them on this trip, and I miss them. So the plan today is just keep exploring. There's still quite a bit of area up here that I haven't experienced yet, and I'm just gonna go soak it in, see what we can find, see what type of terrain we find, beautiful views. So far in 3 full days of exploring the flat tops, I have found 0 wildlife. That's not true. I did find a fox yesterday. I did see a fox, so that was cool. But not a deer, no elk, no bighorn sheep, no nothing. Somehow this area is apparently devoid of wildlife, except for fish. I did get some fish. But I'm just gonna finish packing up camp. I've been super lazy. It's already, I didn't get out of bed till like 8:30 this morning. It was great. Just slept in. Not the most epic campsite that I've ever stayed in, especially on this trip, but it got the job done. Super peaceful last night. The great thing about the flat tops is it's not very people-y. So even though I am on a main road here, there was 0 traffic, none whatsoever. So great place to go if you want to get away from the people. And as you know, I like being away from the people. All right, it's time to go see what we can find. Well, right out from camp is a sign that says 4-wheel drive, high clearance only. Let's go check it out. I'm a big fan of all those things. I'm very curious how steep and how narrow does this road get. Holy crap, there's a lot of turkeys. Add turkeys to my list of wildlife. I have seen turkeys. This aspen grove is beautiful. So far, their definition of steep and narrow are very different than mine. Also, so far, no need for four-wheel drive or high clearance. Well, I definitely wouldn't call this steep, and it's certainly not very narrow, but it's pretty. If you've seen the 3 other videos in this series on the flat tops, if you haven't seen them, you should. Such beautiful scenery. This is so incredibly different. Like, I feel like I'm in a completely different part of the state. But I love it because instead of being up on the plateau, now you're kind of in the ravines and the gulches that are kind of down below the plateau, and it's just really cool seeing this aspect of it. Down here in the slightly lower elevations, we're at 8,300 feet. Up on the plateau, we're at between 10 and 11,000 feet. But everywhere is just different. That's why I like getting out and exploring. I don't care how big or small the stream is, this is the best sound in the world. Whoa, where did this come from? All of a sudden the trees went away and now there's this. Holy cow. This is absolutely gorgeous. This is absolutely wild. This is the coolest thing I have seen on this trip. I love this little box canyon. Well, after that incredible little box canyon, I've turned now climbing an elevation. This is a trail in the area that I found on trailsoffroad.com called Rifle Gap. It's supposed to have some fun spots along it. We'll see. But it goes up into a totally different area that I haven't been to, and that's where I want to go. Wow, it's a huge area to camp up here. Someone's already out there. But man, if you had a group, this would be a great spot to come to. I'm very grateful to have the drone to be able to see those views, because actually driving up the hillside, I was surrounded by trees, and so I could catch glimpses of it, which was incredible, but I couldn't see the full picture, and really glad I had that. Now it looks like kind of back up on the plateau for a little bit, but this is a much lower plateau than where I've been. I'm at 9,000 feet now, so definitely below the tree line, and it's really muddy up here in places. Ooh. But I'm loving being up here in the aspens. God, these things are beautiful. The aspen is Kara's favorite tree, just FYI. She would love this. Here we go. This area is really cool because you get up here on these open prairies and then pop out of one aspen grove, and now boom, about to go into another aspen grove, assuming I don't get bogged down in this muddle. Nope, perfect. But lots of sagebrush up here. That's different. I'm always trying to encourage my audience to get out and see these things for themselves. And just 4 days ago was at Overland Expo Mountain West. Got to meet a lot of fans of the channel, which is always a lot of fun. And I recognize that there are a good number of viewers that simply can't. And I met some of y'all at the expo who come up and say, you know, we've got small kids, so we can't travel as much. You know, work prevents us from traveling as much. Taking care of aging parents, you know, all kinds of various reasons, personal health issues. And see a lot in the comments, you know, people saying thank you, currently living vicariously through you, you know, that sort of stuff. And if that's you, I want to say that it's an honor for me to help you through that, to share these adventures with you, knowing that maybe you can't get out and see the flat tops like this, at least not now. Maybe, hopefully in the future you can. So I don't ever want to take that for granted, and just want to say thanks for letting me know, thanks for letting me be a part of your story, and I'm honored to be able to bring a little joy and a little beauty to your life if you're unable to get out and see these places for yourself. It means a lot. that old building down there. That's wild. I've got no information on my map about that. I don't know. No idea what that is. I don't even see any roads that would access it either. Oh, that's cool. I do get asked quite a bit, how do I plan these trips? How do I find these areas? Honestly, most of the time, it's just opening Gaia GPS and looking at the Gaia Overland layer. If I'm looking at national forest lands, I'm looking at the motor vehicle use map or the MVUM layer. And I'm just looking at areas that I've never been to before. Kind of looking at the topography, what's the terrain look like. I'll go into trailsoffroad.com and see if there are any, trails that they've mapped out in the area that I'm looking for. In this case, there were a couple, and it just kind of gives me an idea of what to expect. But, lots of times I'm going into areas just completely new and exploring and just in there to check it out. Sometimes they're absolutely bonkers gorgeous and oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever, and sometimes they're like but you don't know until you go. So yeah, most of it's just exploring. If I hit an area that I'm like, you know what, in this case I'm solo, not really prepared for that, I'll turn around. That's no big deal. Or if I see a section that's questionable and I'm with friends, we discuss it, we're like, let's give it a shot. And when you're in a group, you can be more daring. When you're solo, you gotta take it easy. You can't risk a lot. If you watched the previous video, I came up upon a guy who actually was a fan of the channel that was doing exactly what I'm doing, but he didn't have a winch, and he accidentally slid off the side of the road. Actually, it was a shelf road, and he had no means of self-recovery. So it was just fortunate that I came along and was able to help winch him up the hill. But really, that's how I do it. If I'm going on like a long trip, overlandtrailguides.com is another great resource that has long multi-day trips in there. So when we were up in Oregon, we used some of their stuff. When we were in California, we used some of their stuff. There's always, especially out west, most of the states have a BDR, a backcountry discovery route. Those are great things to run. So that's typically, that's how I did. This particular area I'm in, this road I'm on, I did find it on Trails Off Road, and honestly, it has not lived up to the description. It's been very, very mild. There's supposed to be some technical parts, but I haven't found any yet, except for the, ish mud holes. But after I get off of this trail, which I had a description of, I'm just going to keep going on Forest Service roads and kind of make a loop. And I know I need to camp somewhere tonight closest to a main road, because tomorrow I have to make the journey home. So that's kind of how I'm doing. I'm just kind of wandering, but I just look at the map and decide to go there. And then you just come upon random things like this. Like, what a beautiful old log cabin. Obviously an active ranch. But what a cool little spot. Well, I am off the main trail that I came in on. And so now I'm just gonna make this little loop and then head back out this direction up here. And that's my plan. That'll get me back almost where I left camp this morning and kind of make a big loop. Then I'll figure out where to go from there. But look how gorgeous this is. with all the grass that's growing in the middle of the road, you can tell this doesn't get used very often. Probably mostly by the ranchers. But this obviously doesn't get a lot of tourist and overlander traffic or general off-roading out here. And when you're out exploring, you do have to take the bad with the good. And this particular area is very ranchish. I've seen a whole bunch of cows. It smells like cows, so it especially these little mud holes. It smells like a barn, which is a shame because, I mean, we're in this beautiful open prairie plateau and it smells like a barn. But that's okay, because I don't know what's up around the corner. I know I'm going down. We'll see where that leads me. It is 12:30 and I'm kind of getting hungry for lunch, so I'd love to find a little spot to pull over and have a little bite to eat. Let's see what's down here. Maybe I'll get lucky. When you're driving through open pasture land like this, you have to be very mindful and pay attention to the trail so that you don't accidentally drive over a fresh cow patty, because the last thing you want is that splattered on the side of your vehicle. It's not good. It's not good at all. So you have to pay attention to the road and just kind of dodge them like landmines and don't hit them. It's real bad. Ask me how I know. Real bad. Wow, look at those views. Well, I found a little spot to pull over on the side of the trail for lunch. It wasn't spectacular, and I opted not to bore you of videoing me eating an adult Lunchable. So, you're welcome. But it looks like we are about to start climbing out of this little valley and go see what's up here. Well, this hill climb looks fun. Yeah, that was a good one. That was steep. I liked it. I think this is the prettiest aspen grove yet. These are big. Well, I popped out on this, pretty much a main road through here. Beautiful views. This road should dump me out almost where I left camp this morning. Then I'll have to figure out where to go from there. Well, I've made it full circle. I am back to the camp I started at this morning. I'm not going to stay here though. A couple miles back, I did have a low oil light come on. So I pulled over and checked my oil. It was indeed a little low, so added a quart. It's fine now, but I just have concerns with what's going on. There is a town, Newcastle, Colorado, is 30 miles south of here. So I'm going to head there, thoroughly wash the Jeep. I don't see any oil leaking. This did happen to me on our last trip around the Pacific Northwest. Um, I took it into the shop when I got home, and they couldn't find any source of an oil leak. So my theory is it's burning oil somehow. I'm not sure. I haven't heard of that issue, but obviously you need to get that checked out. I do have to head home tomorrow, so I'm gonna go into town, play it safe, may just get a hotel. But I'm gonna end the video here. I will keep you informed in the next video of what is going on with the oil level issue in Sully. I don't know, but I'll let you know. But anyway, thanks for coming along with me today. It was a beautiful, beautiful day. And I don't have a clue right now what the next video will be. Probably back in the Ozarks. It's about to be fall. And so temps are going to be dropping and fall colors and stuff in the Ozarks. So I suspect I'll be spending some time in the Ozarks after I get back home. So if you would, like the video, subscribe. If you're not, give us that YouTube love. Check out the Patreon link in the description if you like what we're doing and you want to consider supporting the channel. Gain access to special events, special content, all of the GPS data, like all the trails and campsites that I've been running here in the Flat Tops for the last 4 days. And for all of our merchandise, go to shopoverlandapparel.com. I will see you next time, probably in the Ozarks.